Welcome, everybody, to Queen's Court, episode 3, where we are revisiting Monday Night Raws from the very beginning in 1993 all the way to today. I'm Breigh, the Tribal Queen. Alongside me, as always, Husky Rhodes, and down below, Mike Duplessis. How's it going, guys?
Good. How are you?
I am exhausted. At the time of recording this, it is an hour and 15 minutes after All In ended. And I was telling them I was at a watch party and I was doing a lot of yelling, so it's gonna sound like I just woke up. So, but other than that, I am doing fantastic.
Yeah, we've got a pretty eventful episode because we're not talking about just Monday Night Raw. We're talking about the Royal Rumble that happened the night before. And if I'm being honest, the Royal Rumble was a lot more eventful than Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the aftermath Raw kind of drug a little bit.
Yeah, it was.
But the Rumble was good.
Mm-hmm.
93 Rumble was good.
Yeah, like the Royal Rumble is my favorite pay-per-view. So I was really, really excited to watch this, even though I didn't know half of who everybody was. It was still very enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, I kind of want to get your thoughts on some of the people that were in the the Royal Rumble from that year.
Some of them, honestly, the names, they wouldn't even flash everybody's names up on the screen, so I had to Google that, like, who they were. I'm like, I've never heard of some of these, but like that
was before that technology was around.
Yeah.
That was before that technology was around. They didn't start doing that.
They did. Like, I wrote down like the ones that they did, and it seemed like the first couple. But like when Randy Savage came out, I popped.
Oh, his gear was fucking beautiful.
I put a note down. I'm like, his gear is the absolute best.
Yes. He literally goated as far as ring gear of all time.
Between that late WWF run and his WCW stuff.
Oh, my man was looking crispy every time he was on TV.
Someone who was always on acid. He dressed very well.
It was just so bright. Like it keeps your attention.
I need an outfit to match the mood. So,
yes. And like I don't know what it was, but it seemed like a lot of the wrestlers in that Rumble were wearing red. I was going to say, what the hell is going on?
Okay, Breigh, I have a question for you. Now, you have seen a couple of Ric Flair matches.
Mm-hmm.
Have you noticed something that's happened in the matches that he's done? Like okay. Every time Ric Flair loses, he wears red.
Oh.
Yeah. If you ever watch a match and he's wearing red gear, he's losing.
Yeah.
I'm going to remember that now.
He did it every time he lost a match.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, now that I say that, every time you watch one, you're going to be like, okay, he's losing this one.
Yeah. But, I mean, what did you guys think of the matches? Because the first one in the Rumble was the Beverly Brothers, which before this I'd never heard of them, versus the Steiners, which I got to give them credit. They wore Michigan jackets. And hail to the victors.
They come out to the Michigan fight song.
It was so perfect.
Yeah. Which one? Ironically, one of those Beverly Brothers, isn't he related to someone you hate?
Oh, is he?
Wait.
Isn't one of the Beverly Brothers the dad or uncle of Vaughn?
Oh,
I feel
Von
like
Wagner?
we've talked about this before. Yeah. I think so.
Yeah. I think I think that's the wrestler he's related to.
Well, then that explains why I want the Steiners to win.
Let me look this up real fast.
Yeah. I swear I knew he was related to a WWF superstar, but I think I swear it was one of the Beverly Brothers.
He's related to he is the son of Wayne Bloom, who was Bo Beverly.
Yeah.
Oh, that explains why I didn't like him.
Yeah. That's why I thought it was hilarious. I was like, oh.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
But his uncle, I believe, is the head trainer at the performance.
Yeah, it's Matt.
Center.
It's Matt.
Blue.
Mm-hmm.
Matt.
A-Train.
Yeah.
Yeah, A-Train, Lord Tenzai.
Yeah.
That guy.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, the fact that this and another, the Bam Bam match, they're not mentioned on Raw.
Yeah, I know.
I was going to say, there was no building up to it. I put down, like, was there ever, like...
Unless they did it on Superstars or something.
Yeah.
And it was too late. Yeah. And it was too late into Raw. Or, I mean, Raw started after they did the build-up.
Right.
Because,
And it was just big, meaty men slapping meat. That's what I put.
I'm not going to lie. Other than the Rumble match, that's my favorite match on the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Because I'm the Big Boss Man and Bam Bam Bigelow are two of my favorite big men in the business. Yeah. So just to see them both in the ring at the same time, it's like, oh, yeah. It's two big dudes that can move.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. Like, Bam Bam's doing cartwheels and shit.
Yes.
Like, mid-match.
Young Bam Bam is just wild.
Terrifying. He's doing moonsaults, like, and he's 400 pounds moving around like that. So yeah, that was easily my favorite match on the whole show.
And then they had the Shawn Michaels versus Marty Jannetty match. To me, because they had Sensational Sherry come out, I feel like she wasn't in anybody's corner. She was kind of just there watching it.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. It was, you had to figure out which side she was on.
Yeah. And then she hit, it was with her shoe.
Yeah.
She hit Shawn Michaels with her shoe.
My favorite part of that is Shawn's original Sexy Boy thing. Because it's Sherry.
Is Sherry doing it?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was like, that's so different from seeing him like in past couple years where it was like a different person.
It's him.
It's literally Sherry Martel singing.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the new one, it's him.
Yeah.
He's singing his own theme song.
Yeah, it's him on an auto tune. It's weird.
I will say this, and it's probably a hot take. The Sherry version is 1,000 times better.
Wait, no. That's not a hot take with me. I literally have that in my notes that this original version is my favorite.
It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Because she can like kind of sing, but kind of not. So it's a little out of tune. And it's just so
it's perfect. It's perfect for me.
Yeah.
But real quick, I want to go back to one thing in the Steiner Brothers Beverly Brothers match. Actually, two things. This is a time because Bobby Heenan is, your classic heel commentator. The Steiners in the early 90s were so good, Bobby Heenan was putting them over.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not gonna lie to you, they're impressive. Like, and the fucking Frankensteiner that he hits.
Oh, yeah, that hurt my head.
Spikes him. Like,
I thought you were going to mention the fact that we see a young Bill Alfonso as the referee.
Yes, that's right. Fonzie's the referee. Like that's amazing. Yeah, he was with WWF for years.
I always, because Vince and Paul won't admit it, that I feel like WWF has always had a hand in the ECW thing because he goes from being a referee straight to ECW as a manager.
Apparently, there's a theory going around that Paul Heyman was on payroll with Vince the entire time.
I would not blame from 93 on. I would not. The way you see wrestlers just jumping between companies that whole time is wild.
Well, all the WCW ones is because Paul Heyman was suing Eric Bischoff.
And you had to.
Yeah, he kept suing him for stealing talent, and he's like, "All right, fine."
Yeah, but those WWF.
Oh yeah, Paulie's pockets were lined by Vince. Let's be real. Let's be real. But yeah, and that was the only one. Sorry. Is it Sean? Yeah, I have a thing. Sean and Marty. What the fuck is with Marty Jannetty's gear?
That's what I said too.
That shit is wild looking.
Mm-hmm.
I died.
The 90s was a weird time.
Is that like typical of him to have weird gear?
I mean, with the Rockers, like when they started out, it was just like just tights and
The
like
streamer,
little streamer deals on the side.
yeah.
But we lost Breigh.
Oh, did I come back?
Yeah, you're good.
You're back.
If I come out, like it's, I don't know. If my internet goes out, I apologize. I'm gonna come back on.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's fine. This one's getting edited. It's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then like when they got like bigger in WWF, it was kind of like they had like singlets or Marty had like singlets and stuff at one point, and then he goes back to that when he teams up with Al Snow in a few years.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's always had gear like that.
Yeah.
But no, this one though, 93 Rumble, nah. I think he was trying something out and they were like, no, you look ridiculous.
Yeah.
It looks like he had wanted to do something and didn't finish it.
That part.
He ran out of time.
And like, it wasn't a bad match. I mean,
no, the match was good.
Like, it didn't surprise me that Shawn won. I really didn't expect Marty to win.
Yeah, no, but it did show that Marty could go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That he deserved better credit than he got.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Marty was good, like really, really good. I found something interesting out that happened. Marty Jannetty gets fired the next night.
Yes.
Because Shawn went to, because there was a botch in the match where when he picks him up and runs him into the turnbuckle post.
Yeah, it looked bad.
Marty sold the wrong shoulder, and Shawn was pissed about it.
Oh my God.
So he told Vince that he found Marty passed out drunk in the locker room. Marty was just taking a nap. Like, just got in, set his bag down, took a nap. Shawn went to Vince and said, Marty's drunk, and they fired him.
Oh my
Shawn.
Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect, was like, okay, no, fuck this. Went to Vince and was like, look, Shawn was hot about the botch in the Rumble. Marty wasn't drunk. He was asleep. He was lying to you. And they rehired him. And you'll see that in a few months. That's when he comes back and wins the Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, literally to be like, hey, my bad. We'll give you the belt.
Yeah.
Sorry.
For like a week.
Yeah, and then I think he got fired again.
Oh God.
But this time for real though.
Yeah, Marty had
some substance issues.
Yeah.
I mean, that botch might have explained the backstage brawl that they had too after.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, because they wanted to continue the feud thing.
Yeah.
I think it was supposed to go on for a bit.
It was.
But then
it was supposed to be, the second match was supposed to be at Mania.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be the Mania 9 match. What explains, and that happened with a few Mania 9 matches, and what explains Mania 9 is
hot garbage.
Oh God.
One of the worst.
It has been like listed in a lot of different like wrestling YouTube spaces as the worst WrestleMania of all time.
Oh, wait until we get to that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's real bad. But yeah, next it
was the Razor Ramon and Bret Hart for the WWF Championship.
This is one of my favorite Bret matches, and I hate Bret.
because Scott Hall's in the ring with him.
Yes.
Yeah.
And at this time, Scott Hall is like the boss of the channel, and I have talked about this numerous times. Scott Hall is easily one of the best in the business to never have a world title.
He never did in his career.
Yeah. Nope.
He always
Oh
had
my gosh.
he always had the mid card title.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride with Scott Hall, and it's
Always a shame.
That's,
Biggest shame in the business.
that's horrible.
If they would have switched him
For
and Kevin Nash, because him having the world title and Kevin Nash having the IC title
would have been way better for business.
Way better for business. I don't think the NWO would have happened.
No.
I think Scott Hall would have stayed there. Kevin Nash would have got pissed and went to WCW.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I think out of all the matches, this is probably my favorite one out of the four of them.
This one's really good.
Yeah.
This one is really good.
And I wrote down, I love Brett's jacket.
The jacket was good. I like the jacket.
It was way better than that interview jacket.
Yeah, what the hell
was that?
What the hell? What was that?
He probably forgot his gear that day. I was just like, oh, here's, I got I'll just wear
So he
that.
stole a teenage girl who was probably 16's jacket.
But for some reason, she had shoulders the size of Brett's. So
She probably put shoulder pads.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the shoulder pads were in at that time.
They were, yeah.
That is very
probably
true.
a thing.
That is very true. I remember my mom's fits from this time of year. Yeah. My mom was looking like she was about to do a fucking flag football game.
Linebacker for the Raiders.
She was an outside lineman for the Colts, brother.
Yeah, Indiana.
And of course, Brett retained, which I didn't really know. I wasn't surprised, but I mean, I really liked it. But my favorite thing was Bobby Heenan.
Yep.
Introducing Lex Luger. That was the greatest part of the show.
Look at him. Look at him. Just losing his mind over this.
For a dud like Lex Luger. This is...
First of all, Lex Luger's hair. Let's talk about this.
Hey, he's Vanna White. Be quiet.
That was bad.
It looked like a helmet. Like, look if you pop it off like a Lego piece.
Oh, shit.
And Bobby's like, do you like what you see?
It's like he's fucking Russell Crowe in Gladiator. Are you entertained?
Fans, eat your heart out.
Look at the striations. Look at those quads. You've never seen legs like this. I was scream laughing watching this.
Like, just talking about everything, his arms, his legs, and like as the curtain thing's going down, he's still talking.
He's like, let me get in there. Let me get another look. I couldn't believe it. I was like, they're keeping this.
All like dissing Mr. Perfect was wild.
And then, oh my God. This is always proof that Lex Luger, like, all respect to him for what he did in the business. My God, that man cannot talk.
No, not one bit. He can barely wrestle.
Fair.
I ain't gonna give him no
Fair. I'm not saying he's putting on, 45-minute Broadways that are blowing your mind. He won a lot of championships. That's all I'm saying.
He still ought to crock it ass.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, fuck, look at him.
Yeah.
Like, the man looked insane. Like,
He
the
was
hardest
a Vince
he
guy.
was when he was a horseman and then turned on the horseman.
yeah, late 80s.
Yeah. Other than that, garbage.
Yeah, but my God, this promo took me like 10 minutes to watch it because I just kept pausing it like, no.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I rolled out during the promo. Oh, I don't know. This is good.
I'm gonna go give me something to eat.
Yeah.
Like this isn't any significance.
Oh,
the
dude,
show.
yeah, exactly. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go get a snack. I'll come back. I came back. He's still talking. I'm like, why? No.
It's. I will say though, his promos are so bad. We're happy. I'm happy we're not watching Nitro because them late '90s promos.
Ooh. Yeah. Ethan
He
and
got
y'all,
worse
I
on
feel
the mic.
bad.
Sorry, Ethan.
Like 98 to the end of WCW. His
promos got worse.
Oh,
they're basically unintelligible. Like it takes that man 45
Have you
minutes
watched
to say a sentence.
any WCW Nitro, Breigh?
No.
Oh my god! When you on one
yeah.
episode a horrible mic'd Lex Luger, a horrible mic'd Scott Steiner, and a horrible mic'd Sid Vicious on one episode?
Oh,
yeah.
The late Nitros get terrible.
Here's the thing, though. Scott Steiner is hilarious.
Yeah.
So he gets a pass because it's just insane. All the other ones just can't talk.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Sid Vicious broke his leg in Indianapolis. I almost went to that show. I was like,
oh,
no, I'm good.
That was an indie.
He was up in Wishart Hospital for like 4 days.
Ooh. All right. Got to get that image out of my head.
Oh, it plays in my head like constantly. That's why I'm always depressed.
And then we get to the Rumble, which Ric Flair was number 1.
Yeah.
I gotta talk about Bob Backlund as number 2. One thing I noticed was like the story of him throughout the whole entire Rumble, of like how he came back at 43 and how he was almost beating Ric Flair's record for the longest in the Rumble. Like just this major storyline, like pretty much focused on him. I felt like almost the whole time.
I think he was 45 actually, and he hadn't wrestled since like the early 80s.
Oh,
he had been gone a long time.
And watching it, I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have been able to tell.
In the 70s, he was a god in New York.
He was the World Wrestling Federation champion for like what, 5 years or something like that.
Him and Bruno Sammartino sold out Madison Square Garden on a regular basis. Him and Iron Sheik sold out Madison Square on a regular basis. He was a god in the 70s.
He was Hogan before Hogan got there.
Yeah, he was the all-American boy. He was from New York. Mm-hmm. Like he comes back in 2000 for the Rumble as he's running for governor or mayor.
Yeah, he's running for mayor in some town.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's the greatest thing ever.
No. Bob Backlund has a character shift coming up soon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it is insane.
I forgot about that.
I cannot fucking wait to see your reaction to this. I'm so excited.
Because I mean, like looking at him, like originally for the first time, it looked like he was just like a generic, like with the red.
Yeah, that's because he's old school. Like he's
he's your classic pro wrestler.
Yeah. He was a guy having 60 to 90-minute matches on a regular basis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like you want to talk about somebody that can go. Bob Backlund could fucking go in his day.
Mm-hmm. That's what I put down to him, like because he lasted over an hour.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, this guy can go.
He's like the original Iron Man.
Yeah. He was trying to like kick Yoko, like trying to get him off his feet. And, oh my God.
Yeah. It's impressive.
That the intro to the Rumble with the fake Caesar and Cleopatra.
I didn't like that.
I wanted to bring this up. Yeah. Why?
Like I know they're doing the thing in Vegas. I know it's because they're in Vegas for the Mania, but yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, I literally put in my notes. Cleopatra and Julius Caesar came out to announce WrestleMania 9.
For what?
Why? With
then they came out at the
15
end, too.
whys.
And I just want to put this out there that Cleopatra and Caesar are of European, late Mediterranean descent. They're not really white people.
Yeah, that dude's whiter than me.
Cleopatra kind of fit Cleopatra, but not.
Yeah, but no, Caesar was literally whiter than I am, and I was like, why is this happening?
His name was probably Bob.
Vince probably found him on the street and said, "That's good shit. You're coming in."
No, I guarantee you, it's just somebody that worked in the office.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's definitely like bottom of the pool.
Yeah, and this is like 93, so he hasn't completely blown his voice out from doing the "Welcome to Monday Night Raw" yet. Like, he hasn't blown his voice out yet. So it's like, hey pal, you want to be at WrestleMania? How do you fit in this toga? Like, it's probably like that. Just it's the fucking mailroom clerks dressed up as Julius Caesar and Cleopatra.
He's probably the caterer. If they had catering.
Yeah.
You guys could do the gig, but how do you fit in these togas? We'll pay you extra. But yeah, the Rumble was pretty solid.
Mm-hmm. Like I'll be honest, a lot of the names I did not know.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew like Ted DiBiase, like Mr. Perfect. I knew him from watching the other episodes. And like Coco Beware. Of course, his was like the most 90th gear out of everybody, and I wore it.
Yeah, the high energy tag team.
God,
they're so good.
Yeah, that's another one. Then we've talked about it. That was the end of his career.
Coco and Owen Hart, such a great tag team.
Yeah,
Papa Shango.
Yeah. Because he was number 3.
Quickest payday.
It was! Because he got eliminated like right as soon as he got in the ring.
That man was in the ring for 8 seconds. Like, it was insane. I was like, oh shit, I can see the Godfather. That guy is the Godfather.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, if you haven't. I figured he was going to be in there like a good 10 minutes at least.
We're going to be able to see like 5 or 6 of his characters.
Oh yeah, we're going to see most of his WWE run.
Yeah, because he was like 4 different characters in a span of like 6 years.
He goes from a voodoo priest to a UFC fighter.
One end of the spectrum to the other.
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
Then he becomes a pimp.
Oh,
hilarious.
And
that's his greatest run.
Yeah. He's a pimp, and he actually turned that into a real life job outside of the business. Eric Wright owns strip clubs.
That's great.
Uncle Charles is out there doing the Lord's work.
Charles Wright legitimately started owning strip clubs at the end of his WWF run.
Now he does a bunch of shit with weed people all the time. It's amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
He should have came back to be Riddle's manager.
Oh, dude, just lean into it.
Or have a backstage segment one time where Matt Riddle's just sitting in the back, and then he's like, "Oh, hey, bro," and then there's Papa Shango.
Rob Van Dam openly admitted to smoking weed with Matt Riddle.
Yeah, before he was in the WWE though.
That's great.
It was at Bloodsport.
Yeah, the very first Bloodsport.
Yeah, it was out back in the first Bloodsport. He's like, he had this weird little bowl thing, and I was like, fucking, all right, sure. That's awesome.
That sounds like my encounter with Nick Gage, but
it's like, hey, you down? Look, all right.
And then Jerry the King Lawler was in here.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it was him at first until he said his name. I'm like, oh, that's a very young Jerry.
Not even a very young Jerry. That's
well, I mean,
he was mid-40s then.
Mid. Yeah, mid.
Yeah,
They had a
middle-aged-
lot of old timers
middle-aged
in this Rumble.
Okay, that's what I've noticed that. There didn't seem to be a lot of younger wrestlers.
No.
Yeah. No, it is all the old timers that worked for Vince's dad.
Yeah.
That were like, hey man, can I get a payday? Sure, come on in.
I mean, but the old, I mean, they could go though.
Oh yeah.
They definitely could go.
Carlos Colon was kicking ass.
Yeah, Carlos Colon was, but yeah, there's we know the heat about Carlos Colon, right, Mike?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
He's a horrible human being.
I mean, the Bruiser Brody stuff.
Yeah, he's a terrible person.
Yeah,
but he was going in the ring.
He could still work.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Again, Tito Santana, Rick Martel. There were like so many fucking people in.
And the Undertaker.
You had a few young guys. You had a young Rikishi.
Yeah, you did. You had young Rikishi in there.
And a Samu. That headbutt that Alpha gives Rikishi in the beginning when he's bringing him out.
It looks like that hurt.
I was like, that was real, and he's concussed.
Both of them cannot see straight. They knocked each other. They knocked each other cross-eyed. Like, there's no way.
My favorite part, though, probably was when Mr. Perfect and Ric Flair were in the ring going against each other, and Mr. Perfect gets rid of Ric Flair. That's
beautiful. Beautiful.
That was the best part.
So, there's one question that I have about the Royal Rumble for you. What did you think about the spot with The Undertaker?
Do we really have to bring this idiot up?
Dude, we have to. It was on the show.
Yeah. Touché.
We are broadcast journalists, god damn it.
I am drawing such a blank. Like, what happened again?
The giant monkey suit dude.
The giant in the Rumble.
Oh, yeah. That guy.
Giant Gonzalez.
Giant Gonzalez. Formerly Elegante in WCW.
Yeah.
He was an Argentinian basketball standout.
Yeah.
And I think he got injured or something like that.
He injured his back and then joined the pro wrestling business in '88. Got hired by WCW immediately. Was a failure there. Mark Calloway admits that he left the business because they kept on trying to book him in El Gigante WCW, or he left WCW, and then he comes to WWF. 3 years later, he gets booked in a promo guy.
Yeah. But yeah, Giant Gonzalez. What's your thoughts on the gear?
It was. I don't know. I don't know if I have any good thoughts about it. It was interesting. I'll put it that way. Interesting.
Breigh, let's just put it in perspective. For 4 years straight, that man was voted on Pro Wrestling Illustrated's worst wrestler of the year.
Like every year he was active.
Yeah.
Feel bad.
And that's the man they
booked
booked
sooner.
the WrestleMania 9 match with for Undertaker.
Oh God, they wrestled at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh God.
There is an era that
That's
we're in
gonna
the
be
middle
fun.
of with that a lot of people don't talk about when it comes to the streak from 91 to 95, where they're all terrible.
Oh.
Every Taker match at Mania is
A lot of stinkers in that one.
yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, he didn't get a good match until Diesel in 90 or wait. Who did he wrestle WrestleMania 12?
That was Diesel.
That was Diesel? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then it's
that
that
match
90s,
was okay.
Yeah. They get better after that. But yeah, from 90 to 94, 95.
Yeah. So be prepared. It's
Yeah.
it's gonna be a it's not gonna be good.
No, this lead up to WrestleMania is not good.
Yeah, it is a whole lot of rough.
Yeah.
There's one spot in this match that I forget is at this Rumble. It's the end of the Rumble when Savage hits the elbow and then pins Yoko.
Yeah.
And then he pretty much eliminates himself. I'm like, what the fuck happened?
You just heard Bobby go, "There's no pins in a Rumble." Yeah. Throws him over the top rope.
Oh my god. I was rooting so hard for him too. When he got Yoko to one knee, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
So good. It's so good. And then Savage is like, "Oh, wait a minute. This ends in a regular match. Okay. Oh shit." It's thrown.
The way they build up, and I'll give it, it's because it's been a while they've done this. The way they build up the new stars, like guys that are trying to make champions, the way they do Yoko was phenomenal.
Yeah,
Oh,
they made him out to
His
be
dominance
really
is great.
dominant. Like he
Dude.
never got to his knees or anything.
No. And they did that for a while, up until Mania 10 or Mania. No, well, they fuck it up Mania 9, and then they rebuild it after Mania 9 because Hulk Hogan's a bitch.
Hogan must pose.
I hate. I'm telling you, we're spoiling Mania 9, but it is not. Yeah,
We're just forewarning you.
yeah.
It will probably take you all day to watch it.
Oh god.
It is not good.
It's kind of like this Rumble because I had to pause it. I told you guys I had to pause it like every 5 minutes. It felt like, yeah.
But you were busy. With Mania 9, you're going to have to pause it because your head's gonna hurt.
Oh god.
Yeah, you will
I'm
be
just
like,
gonna
I
write in my
can't.
notes. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I
it's
was
literally
really
the whole
fine.
time you're just gonna be like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah,
And then that was pretty much the show. And then they had Caesar and Cleopatra come out again and talk about.
You see, I don't even watch that. I turned it off as soon as he went off the top rope. I was like,
Yeah, as soon as they raised Yoko's hand, I was like, all right, we're good here.
I'm like, well, maybe there's going to be a surprise, but no, it was just those two people again.
Oh no, they haven't started doing the post credit stuff until you actually like started watching wrestling.
Yeah.
They don't really do that a lot this time.
Yeah. And then with this Rumble, it led into probably the worst of the 3 Raws that I've watched so far.
Yeah, it's pretty
I
bad.
put down, it was pretty much a match show. There was like no promos, not even anything backstage, like not even Sean Mooney outside. Like one time.
The beginning with the Repo Man.
Yeah.
Repo Man. Good God, Repo Man.
This one was something.
My favorite part of this opening match is in the middle of it when he's like Savage has got Repo Man's hair and he's pointing at the hat and he's yelling, "That hat is mine." I was just like, oh yeah, I forgot this is about a hat.
The feud is about a fucking cowboy hat.
Over a hat.
Such simpler times were the 90s. Oh my god, it's so
But I mean, luckily at the end of that match with Repo and Randy, he got his hat back. All is well.
All is well. I wrote down.
I was so happy to see him get his beautiful hat back. Oh.
So good. I wrote down on here, we got Bobby Heenan on commentary to help out with the Rob Bartlett stink. It's just like, let Vince and Bobby talk, and this dude can go fuck off somewhere.
Rob Bartlett multiple times on commentary
because they realize this is bad.
Yeah,
The one
to the point where Bobby's like, "Where did you get
one
this
time
man?"
I wrote down, he said that he called Repo's man Speed Tires. I'm like,
Yeah.
who the does that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Whose man is this? Like, it's
Like,
so
who
ridiculous.
is he? And how did Vince find him? How
Yeah.
would he think that that's good shit? That's opposite of good shit.
I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
I
Vince was
honestly want to know how he got hired. I really need to know.
I think it was something like he did like impressions on talk radio and Vince found him and thought he was hilarious. And then he started putting him to work and then realized, oh God, I've made a mistake.
He probably thought that's funny shit.
He would have been better
This
with Howard
guy's funny, bro. Oh, dude, yeah. If Howard Stern would have done it, it'd have been crazy.
Howard Stern on Raw would have been fucking. Now I wish that would have been a thing.
Well, then again, if Howard Stern would have done it, they'd have been thrown off the air because they'd have been like, let's get strippers and.
I mean, him during Attitude Era would have been fine.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff, I don't know if it was Vince or Rob or whoever said it, but like the woman that was in the ring, like holding up like that poster thing.
Yeah.
He called her like toots and all this stuff. I'm like, are you kidding me?
That was Vince.
No, that was Bobby.
Was that Bobby?
That was Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby's kind of a pig too. That makes sense.
Oh.
It was the early 90s. They were all dirtbags. Everybody's a dirtbag. If you're in the wrestling business in the early 90s, you're a fucking dirtbag.
It's true. If you're in the 80s and 90s, you're not a good man.
Everybody's fucking around on each other's wives and
I mean, there was a thing called rats.
Yeah. Yeah. There was that. Oh my god.
And they had the only advertisement they really had was for WrestleMania 9 in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
It wasn't really special. And then they had Kamala. I put for Kamala, he reminded me of George of the Jungle.
I think we're gonna get canceled.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about this guy.
This was the horrible gimmick that nowadays would be destroyed by everyone.
It's like this man is from South Carolina.
Yeah,
and they're making him do this shit.
Yeah, Southern black man being posted as someone from.
Not good.
I didn't know how to feel watching this again. I was just like, oh, this is.
What makes it worse is he's managed by a guy who is supposed to be the equivalent of a Southern pastor in Slick.
Reverend Slick, yeah.
Yeah, Reverend Slick.
Which I forgot this was a duo for a second. I legit forgot this was a duo.
Because when I think of Reverend Slick, I think of him with another incredibly racist gimmick.
Yeah, Akeem the American Dream.
Akeem the African Dream, who was a white dude from South Carolina.
Yeah. The late 80s were wild.
He was the one-man gang.
Yeah.
He's the fucking one-man gang. And they're like, you know what? No. We're going to put you in a blue and yellow jumpsuit that has the continent of Africa on it. And we're going to make you wear a hat and make you dance around and speak like a black man, even though you are white as snow.
And team him with a cop.
Teamed him with a cop.
Which nowadays would.
Oh, dude, we wouldn't be talking about it if it happened these days.
Yeah.
We would not allow that shit.
80s was wild.
Yeah, it's fucking insane. But yeah, they keep this gimmick around. I'm like, dude, come on. Can you let him do anything else, please?
I mean, it's not worse than what they did to Tony Ellis when he came back in 95?
Oh yeah. I forgot Tony Atlas came back.
Even this match.
What?
Yeah.
What
Breigh?
happened? You good?
Oh, did I? Oh no,
You
I was gonna
froze.
say this match. Oh, did I cut out? Oh god,
Yeah.
stupid internet. I was gonna say the only thing I had to say about this match is it felt like a squash match, and that
Yeah, it
there
was.
was like really no, like storyline. It was just kind of there.
Well,
Yeah.
the
No.
man he faced, the Brooklyn
Steve Lombardi.
Brawler, Steve Lombardi, is a career jobber.
Yeah. He got paid for a good 40 years just a job under multiple different characters. Later in Raw, we'll see him on a bunch of different characters, and it's great.
Oh yeah, he
Oh, God.
he literally is like, I guess he was just cool with Vince.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, dude, I'll be
He
there.
didn't
I'll
get
be your fall
fired
down
from
man.
He didn't get fired from the company until they had the COVID cuts in 2020.
Yeah, he was just on the
there.
payroll.
Yeah.
I think he did some agenting stuff for him too.
Yeah, he was an agent backstage. Steve Lombardi was a career Vince guy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, I
He's
think
like,
he
whatever.
ran
I'll
a
be-
wrestling school here in Michigan, somewhere in Michigan. He ran a wrestling school for a while.
Oh really?
That's
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah, I think it was up in like not Detroit area. It was like Saginaw Bay City area.
Oh okay.
okay.
Okay. Yeah,
But
and then
then we had Dean Okerlund giving basically what we talked about the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And then that's when I put the note. I hate the comments from commentary to the ring girl.
yeah, it's real bad.
That was worse than the first episode when I had something.
Yeah, no, I was just the whole time. I'm just like, what the fuck? Why are you
Yeah.
getting away with this?
Again, different times.
They went crazy the first episode. Then last week they were like really like kind of normal, and then this week they're just back to the same shit.
Yeah.
Like it.
Ico Pro commercials suck, by the way.
What is Ico Pro?
It
Pro was workout supplements.
Yeah.
Oh.
That Vince had money in.
Because Vince was trying to start the World Bodybuilding Federation around this time.
Which we'll start seeing commercials for here soon. God,
Garage, ride him. It's
That's
fucking,
strong shit.
it's fucking insane.
yeah,
just-
this is when he becomes. This is when he starts becoming friends with Arnold Schwarzenegger and bodybuilding.
Yeah.
He tries to get in the bodybuilding business, and yeah, it bad.
He was selling pay-per-views for bodybuilding.
Yeah. Almost as worse as a failure as the XFL.
Yeah. Even after The Rock tried to save it, can't be saved.
Yeah, no one's watching that shit.
I watched the first season, it was back.
I watched like one game and I was just like, this is weird. This is fine.
Yeah. And then the big match, Ric Flair versus Mr. Perfect, and the loser leaves WWF. This was 20 minutes of just probably my favorite match I've watched so far of all of these.
Two of the greatest to ever do it.
What makes this match even better is Bobby on commentary. This
Oh, yeah.
went wild.
Oh yeah, dude, this
Yeah.
motherfucker was going crazy. I put money on this
And at
match.
the end, he was so upset at the end.
Heartbroken Bobby. Just no.
Him trying to pass Rick a hammer?
I stole the hammer from the timekeeper.
And by the way, this was like kids era WWF. So to see blood,
Was wild.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was hard way.
seriously,
He bled the hard way.
Yeah,
it wasn't supposed to happen.
It wasn't planned.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
But-
yeah, that was crazy.
That was crazy because, especially against like the blonde hair, like it's like
Oh yeah,
there.
that's the best part about Flair matches, like late
Older
80s,
Flair matches?
older Flair matches, like the late 70s, early 80s Flair matches, when he would just cut the top of his forehead off, and it just be
His hair would be dyed red for weeks.
Oh, it's the sickest visual. Like, I love it so much.
And he's such a cheater.
Yeah,
Dirtiest player in the game.
Towards the end,
Jinx, by the way.
I can see why now, because like he's trying to win, like getting his feet on the rope and all this other
Best
stuff.
heel in the business.
Literally every
I can
heel,
see it.
every single heel that you see that does like sneaky bullshit like that
Got
is
some
just
flair.
is just stealing from Ric Flair.
Flair's like God. He's a douchebag and a scumbag and a habitual cheater, but he's a god.
Yeah, I mean that's why he's the 16-time champ.
He's
When I said
arguably-
cheater, that's not what I meant.
Yeah, oh, I know what you meant. Arguably, like on paper, he's the greatest to ever do it.
Yes.
But yeah,
Even if he did,
He's
Mhm.
fucking phenomenal.
it was insane.
and then like towards the end, it was like the chops. I wrote on my notes. I'm like, I could feel those chops.
Oh, those chops hurt.
Like when they were like chopping them back and forth. Oh, I heard it and I felt it.
The fact that sternums did not break during this match is crazy.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane. Like, and that's how you can tell like how big those dudes actually were in real life to take that kind of fucking punishment
Ooh.
like that and not like split open and shit is
Mhm.
wild to me.
That was what I was waiting for. I'm like, whose chest is going to be beat red first? Who's going to split
Right.
open?
Yeah.
Oh man.
But that was the episode. It was,
Yeah.
do you think episodes get longer? Because it seems like it's like the
They do.
format, like where it's like
They
only
do.
3 matches.
They do. They do.
No, they do.
And when did they go to 2 hours? I don't remember. Was that after Sean won the belt?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, they go to 2 hours. And it's like 2 hours throughout like the entire like Attitude Era, all the way up past the Invasion. And they didn't
They
go to
didn't
3
hit 3
hours.
hours until a few years ago.
Yeah, until a few years ago.
Yeah.
So it was always 2 hours.
Yeah, for the longest time. Most of Raw's career has been 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I know, like, these are so quick. Like, you can just, like, sit down and, like, you don't have to pause or get up to get any snacks or anything. Like, you can just finish them, like, real quick.
Yeah, you can burn through
97.
like 97? 97.
Oh.
February 3rd, 1997, they started going to 2 hours.
Okay, yeah, so like middle of the Attitude Era is when
Yeah.
they start
Mm.
doing that.
So, yeah, around
And then-
Sean's.
Yeah.
That's around Sean Brett era.
Yeah.
Mm. And then at the end, they announced one match for next week. It's going to be, my first look at Drake the Clown versus Typhoon.
Yeah. Uncle Fred.
Fred Altman.
Uncle
Love this
Fred.
man.
Uncle Fred.
You've heard great things about Fred in the past.
Was there beef between them?
Between
No.
Doink and Typhoon? No, I think it's
No,
just
this was
a
just
random
yeah.
random baby face,
A
random
random-
heel. Yeah.
Yeah. Because Fred is
The Shockmaster.
yeah. You ever
You've
seen the video of the guy falling through the plywood wall with the what is that mask?
It's a stormtrooper mask that they spray painted silver.
Yes. Yeah, if you ever seen that video,
Oh.
that is Typhoon when
Ah.
he was in WCW. Yeah, Fred Altman. They had great
And-
luck.
And then after that, they kept him around, but like they made him like a goofy like character that falls everywhere he goes.
Yeah,
And they lose the stormtrooper mask, and he's basically like an electrician.
yeah, but still going by the same name. It was weird. Yeah, WCW in the '90s was weird.
Yeah, yeah.
Pro wrestling in the '90s was weird.
I'm getting that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, wherever you
Fun.
looked, it was goofy.
Yeah.
I have a feeling watching Doink the Clown wrestle is going to be goofy. But I'm
Again,
excited to see that.
Yeah.
the character is goofy as hell, but Matt Osborne as a wrestler, one of the best in the business.
Oh yeah, he's a phenomenal wrestler.
Yeah. So it's going to be a clown having some really good wrestling matches. It is weird to see.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is really weird.
Oh my god. Well, that's pretty much sums up. I mean, we had a good Rumble, and then we had a boring Raw, and here's to hoping that next Raw is going to be a lot better.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So that wraps it up for us today on Queen's Court, episode 3, where we covered the Rumble and the Raw after the Rumble. For myself, the Tribal Queen, for Husky Rhodes, for Mike Duplessis, thank you guys for watching, and like and subscribe to WCW World Championship Wreckage.